We're back in the Dad Bod Pod, and today we're going to be talking about the holidays.
Dave, it's that time of year. Let the stressors begin. Got the holidays coming up.
So many positives and so many negatives.
Yeah, the positives are the food. Mostly just the food.
It's funny because when being younger, the holidays were incredible. Yeah. All the way from being a little kid to even teenagers, 20, they were great. Now, it's a completely different ballgame when you have kids involved.
Yeah. I feel like we always had that present going into Christmas that you always wanted. Yeah. And then, it was like 50-50. You either got it or you didn't. Somebody else, one of your friends got it, and it was like the worst thing ever.
Yeah, but luckily for our parents is if they didn't get it for us, we didn't hate them. We hated Santa.
Yeah.
That fat bastard.
Yeah, cheap fucker.
Oh, my God. So we've got Thanksgiving coming up first. What do you remember from Thanksgiving as a kid?
A lot of food.
A lot of food.
We did my grandparents' house, which was cool. It was their formal dining room was pool table.
Covered. Okay.
Yeah, so it was like this massive table because it was a full-size pool table, so everybody could kind of fit around. We had some cool stuff that we did, though. We did the Clean Plate Club. I don't know did you guys do that?
The Clean Plate Club. No,
yeah.
Please elaborate.
Oh, yeah. It's a money game. So
I'm in.
If you finish everything, you serve yourself. Whatever you put on your plate is fair game. But when you finish, you get to lift your plate and like $1 or
let's go.
Yeah, it was a silver dollar sometimes.
Let's go. That's pretty cool.
So there was a reward to being just a complete gluttonous piece of crap. So
is that something that is still going on today that you want to do today? Like what?
Oh, I still do it. There's no reward.
The Dad Bod started many, many years ago.
Yeah. There's nothing new. Yeah, it was. I was fun. Did you guys do anything?
Not really. Thanksgiving we always, my mom's side of the family is pretty big, and everybody kind of likes to party, and so for a while it was always once we hit the age where the younger kids were able to go and play around and do whatever. Everybody it was always fun. It was chaos. I loved it. I have this weird, vivid memory of. So my birthday is in the beginning of November, so I see a lot of my family for the first time on Thanksgiving, and I remember I was really sick on the way there. I was getting motion sick, and I was like, oh, man, it's Thanksgiving. I don't want to be sick, and I got this new Batman toy. I was living large, and I ended up throwing up, weird, blood. I still think about it.
What were you eating?
No, I didn't even eat. I think I just got sick.
That's disgusting.
It was awful, but I got a new
Batman
toy. No, he was safe. Come on, I would never do that to him.
Dude, that would have been a graphic image.
Oh yeah, but now it's funny because Thanksgiving I've got some cousins that are a little bit older and they've got kids, and I just remember when they'd come in, only be there for a little bit, and then be like, hey, all right, we got to go, and got the kids. I'd always be like, losers, fucking losers.
Yeah.
We're slugging beers. What are you doing? And now it's like, I get it. I get it.
I just think I probably didn't realize just how drunk everybody gets. I think as a kid, you're just kind of like, oh, everybody's hanging out. It's loud. It's fun all night. And yeah. I mean, I think everyone probably got pretty drunk and then probably drove home after that, this is living on the edge of the 90s, man.
A different time period for sure. So where are you guys doing it this year?
Travel this year, which it's good because we're hosting. Obviously, that is it's all the stuff that goes along with hosting. That kind of sucks. But for Thanksgiving, we're gonna travel. We're gonna do the duo. So I'll eat 2 Thanksgiving meals in one day, which is always heavy on my stomach. So by the time I'm going home, I'm just trying to stay awake on that drive home with all that turkey. But
he's just shotgunning Mountain Dew energy drinks.
Yeah. Yep. No, it's fantastic though. I mean, it's a lot. When you travel, we drive about an hour and a half. So that's fine. But with the kids, nothing ever sinks, right? Yeah. So you take the kids, they either fall asleep on the way there, or they fall asleep between destinations, or they fall asleep on the way home. But no matter what happens, by the time you get home, they're just miserable.
Miserable, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the adjustment. Hopefully, it's not as bad this year. The kids are getting older.
Yeah, we do the same deal, double down. We'll do the wife's family earlier in the day, then my family, later on in the day. But again, the same deal is like that struggle of we don't have an hour and a half. Like that's tough. Hopefully you can time it where they fall asleep for at least an hour of it or something. But we don't have that long of a stretch. So who knows? Naps will be skipped and fits will be.
They'll still fall asleep in like a 5-minute car ride, though. and then they're done. Like there's nothing.
Or the whole time we're driving there, we're like, okay, they're gonna fall asleep like right when we leave. This will be great. They'll get 35, 40 minutes in, and then they fall asleep 2 minutes before we get there.
Oh yeah,
it's great. So going into Christmas, we both celebrate Christmas. It's a great time of year. We're about to have my oldest recently turned 3. His oldest will be turning 3 soon. So they're kind of at that age where they're kind of knowing what's going on. So I'm excited. Like, what was Christmas like for you as a kid? Like, was it a big holiday for you?
Yeah, I think probably my most vivid memory is just like on Christmas morning, I couldn't sleep, so I'd be the first one awake. But coming down our steps, we have like the half wall, right? So we were only allowed down like 3 or 4 steps, like wherever the wall, like you couldn't see, and it was like right in that room, and so you'd always like try and cheat it, hit that extra step, maybe take a little peek and see what was going on down there. But yeah, it was like the worst 1 hour of my life, just waiting for everybody to wake up. I would go in, like my grandparents would stay over, I'd go in and go wake them up. I didn't care what time it was. Awesome. That was good. How about you?
I don't know how this started, but for Christmas Eve, same deal. My family would all get together. It was, everybody was having a great time, but because it was Christmas and you had to get home for Santa, like it wasn't as heavy of a night as Thanksgiving. But my sister and I she always slept in my room on the floor. Like we always had like a little sleepover, and we'd all, like you said, we didn't sleep.
Yeah.
I remember, I think it was like 3rd grade. One of my school projects is we had to make a board game. And, Saving Private Ryan was just all I thought about. So I made World War III the board game. Very graphic, but also very incredible.
How old are you?
3rd grade.
Saving Private Ryan?
No, that's not right.
You were way young for that.
I was still way young. It was it wasn't far off.
No, I believe that it
was
out
4th grade.
It was you were watching it in 3rd grade. It's probably the most graphic movie.
Yeah, it was 4th grade.
Yeah.
And how I know that is because of Rob, not this Rob, but my other friend Rob, our editor Rob, Dad Bod Rob, number 2. He the first time we hung out, it was the summer going into 5th grade, so I'd already seen the movie. We made Saving Private Robert. In a critically acclaimed film. It was incredible.
You guys haven't seen it. It's up for a Grammy. Or an Emmy.
Grammy.
I don't know what any
That's how fucking bad it is. It's up for a Grammy.
They sang.
So I just have that memory of like having that board game and playing, and we definitely did that for like too long. Like we were just like, even it was almost like a joke at that point. It's like, oh nope, Lindsay's sleeping on the floor. Like definitely like I feel like into college, and then it was like, all right.
Were friends in play on Christmas Day? Like, would you see your friends Christmas Day?
No. The only times we had right across the street, there were these 2 girls, Nadine and Christina. If you're watching, howdy. They at one point during Christmas Day, like we'd meet up outside for like an hour or so, whatever. The toy that we got, and like, yo, look at this. But really, on Christmas Day, we always kind of did nothing, which was great. I know a lot of people travel and stuff, but like Christmas Eve was always the banger, and then Christmas Day was more just spent together, hanging out, pajamas all day, all of that. What about you?
And then I felt like I did. Well, Eric is my friend. I felt like I saw him like Christmas. Like once the morning kind of settled, like I felt like there was like always a push to kind of like
go see some
friends.
friends.
I feel like, I don't know if I'm remembering correctly, but I'm pretty certain like we would. I remember, because one year he got like a go-kart.
Sick.
It's awesome. Yeah. And so like he calls me, he tells me, and I think I was there like within like an hour.
He didn't even finish unwrapping your present. You're like, Mom, Dad, I gotta go.
I didn't care. Well, it was on my list. I didn't get it. And so he called me. He got it, and I was like, all right.
Little do you know, it was behind the garage waiting. That's too funny. Yeah, I that was always a thing. And then when I started dating Lisa, we kind of split that up, and then then you start traveling and you do all that. So what's Christmas like now that you've got kids? Like what traditions are you doing? Like what are you trying to instill? What have you done? What are you going to do?
Well, there's traditions I'm trying to start, but they're not necessarily for the kids.
Yeah.
I'm trying to start a tradition where the size of presents are fixed, where no one's allowed to exceed a certain package size, like FedEx.
I was gonna say, or like the thing at the airport, like does your suitcase fit in there? Yeah, that's incredible.
That's the joke, right? So like, I'm gonna get one of them and put the package in, and if it doesn't fit, it doesn't ship.
I'm picturing you guys like Black Friday shopping, walking around like you're holding the thing, and he's like, "Oh my God, look, Rob, put it in, doesn't fit, put it back."
The other challenge I was thinking is like when you buy something, when it gets unwrapped, do you have to show me where I'm going to store it in my house? Because that would be like kind of interesting, right? Like, oh, this thing is this. Well, you can put it like you could.
Whip out an iPad with a 3D interactive unit of your basement with all the toys. Okay, so show me, where would this go?
Where does it go? The kids get so many. It's great, right? Like our kids are so fortunate to have so many people that buy stuff for them, but like the toys are just, it's out of control.
Oh, it's out of control. Yeah. That's for sure. We we did this forever, and again, something way too long. Lisa's even involved in one of these where like a lot of people do every year with Christmas.
His wife, Lisa,
you couldn't, hey babe, where you had my sister and I would have to sit at the top of the steps. The camera recorder would be sitting down to be my dad. Hey, what year is it? How old are you?
The VHS.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It in,
and then we'd have to do all that. I'm in 5th grade.
Oh, you did the whole. So you have all the Christmases lined up. Like you have video footage.
Of all of them. And I think which is great. There's an epic clip. I'd love to find it of when I got the PlayStation 2.
Might get patched into this video.
Yeah, if I can find a way to do it, I'm gonna do it because I went nuts because it was my parents did this whole thing. Oh no, PlayStation 2s, everybody, there's not enough supply. Santa can't give them to everybody. So I thought for sure, I was convinced. I also believed in Santa way, way too late.
Yeah. Just last year, actually.
Yeah. I don't even know.
I told him. I felt so bad.
Yeah, I don't even know what. It was around then. Like, it was around whenever the PlayStation 2 came out. It was, because I remember being in the hockey locker room getting ready, and the kids were all talking about PlayStation 2s. And apparently I said, like, no, guys, like, didn't you hear? Like, Santa's not giving people PlayStation 2s this year. My dad was in the locker room and, like, quickly changed the subject. So whatever year PlayStation 2 came out, that was probably the last year I believed in Santa Claus.
Yeah. Did you get checked a lot that game? Like, nerd believes in Santa.
No, but my teammates wouldn't talk to me.
Really?
No, I think he must have covered it up well or something, because, like, that could have... I feel like if people actually heard, they would have been like, dude, Santa's not real.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting. I probably would have had the worst hockey game of my life.
Yeah, PS2 was a big deal. I remember when I got my PS2. That was awesome.
Such a big deal.
I had one of the little PS1s with the screen.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah.
I did not have one
of those. That was awesome. And the screen, I don't know if that was like the first, like, it's like a Nintendo Switch, because it was only this big. And, like, the screen snapped down. And it looked like that was all. It went everywhere because you could take it in the car with you and plug it in. Yeah,
yeah. So last year we did the whole kids at the top of the step thing. I'd like to keep doing that, especially now, because first of all, it's a lot easier to just have on your phone, because now it's all digital media. This is gonna go with us forever. So like, just to kind of look back on. But this will be the first year that, like, at least our oldest, like, really knows what's going on.
Yeah.
To a point, I guess. For Halloween that just passed, they don't really know what Halloween, they're dressed up, they're walking, but they're having fun and
loving the candy.
Exactly. And I'm just like looking at it, and all it did was get me excited for Christmas. I was like, wow, if they're having this much fun and this is like this cool, like, I can't wait to see what Christmas is. See their faces, run downstairs, rip open the presents, all that stuff.
They that house gave out the worst candy, and they loved it. Yeah. Wait till they get some toys. Yeah.
Yeah, but too bad we aren't going to tame down the toy buying.
You got any hot toys on the list?
I don't. I know it's not great to say. I leave my wife in charge of that. Yeah. So if she was sitting right here, she would steal the mic and be like, let me tell you.
Yeah. I'm the shoe guy. I buy the shoes.
Do you?
Yeah, that's my...
she'll normally, like, whenever she's like, oh, it's time to buy shoes, she'll start sending me links to stuff, and usually the first 5 I'm like, what the hell am I looking at?
Yeah.
Then we get to ones that I'm like, yeah, no, this is what I want. This looks good. This looks cool. I'm sure there will be shoes. Shoes is a good one.
Yeah.
But no, there's Christmas. I don't know. And I mean, Tommy just had his birthday, so the amount of shit he got.
Yeah.
It was like Christmas.
Literally. Yeah, it's just so much stuff. I don't know. What's your take on, like, I was actually talking to your dad about this, but I'm like, why do people, like, I feel like the invites to, like, birthday parties should just have a routing number on them, you know, like, because, like, literally, like, you think about the amount of money that gets spent on toys versus, like, compounding interest on the same amount of money.
Exactly.
And you're like, wait, hold on. So, like, 8%, 20, like, you could either have toys or go to college for free, you know? It's just
and
like,
you can have the toys that are going to be gone in, like, 6 months.
I think, as a parent, though, I think that, and, like, it's not about, like, money per se, because it's, like, it's almost like the opportunity cost of, like, space in my house. But it's, like, you know, if you're going to buy a $20 toy that my kid's going to play with, which is great, like, that's fine. But, like, I don't know. I just feel like in the long term, like, knowing how many, like, everyone's seen Christmas now and everyone knows all the toys the kids have. And it's hard for people to even find stuff that they don't have already. So, like, I don't know. I just feel like there could be, you know, if somebody really wanted to, like, they could just take that money that they were going to spend and put it towards, like, whatever, like their college fund or something that. And, like, I think I think people get weird about that because they feel like it's, like, weird. Not a thoughtful gift. But in, like, my mind, I'm like, that's, like, the most, like, thoughtful thing
especially
you
when
do,
we're talking
know?
about, like, kids here. Like, I can understand, like, depending on who it is, like, if I'm like, oh, for Rob's birthday, like, I don't want to get him a gift card. I'd like to do, you know, something that has a thought. I get that. But the kids, they don't get that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, like, again, Tommy's was the perfect example. Like, when we were going through presents, right, he'd, like, open up a present, get so excited, right? Oh, can we open this? Can we open this? But the whole point was, we're going to open all these presents. We'd open up the next one, and then he'd want to play with that, and then by the time everything's opened, he completely forgot about that first thing that he got that he was so excited about, where it's like, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's scientific data backed up one way or another, but, like, it almost feels like that kind of stuff's like creating ADHD.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, here's this, oh, it's gone. Then he'll see it again and be like, oh, I want to play this. But wait, I knew I got that other thing, so I want to play with that.
It's too many options.
Yeah, there's too many options. And let's be also real. It's going to alleviate some stress or whatever you want to call it for everybody that's coming to your party. Like, can you imagine if you could just go to a kid's party and know, like, oh, yeah, I'm
just going to drop a 20 in a bucket. It's like...
Yeah. Someone did give him $20 cash, and we went to Target, and it was kind of funny. We were like, Tommy, you can pick something out.
Oh, that's cool.
And he was like, we were there for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
It took too long, but he was so excited. He was like, it was a night where, you know, after dinner wasn't the best attitudes and all of that going on. So we were like, all right, let's switch it up. Let's go out, you know, drive 5 minutes to Target, ride around, look at some cool stuff, and then we were like, hey, you got some birthday money. Why don't you pick something out?
You guys got the escalator Target near you, too. Kids love escalators.
Loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Originally, he was scared. He didn't understand because, the escalator, yeah, but if they want to sit in those giant carts with, like, the double seater, so if we do one of those, we take them in the elevator. Very creepy elevator.
Is it?
In that King of
Prussia?
It's
like a brand new Target.
It is, but it's just, I don't know. It's just, you know, classic. It just seems like a servicing elevator. Yeah. And for a kid, it's got a funky smell.
Yeah.
It's very shiny. It's kind of loud. Yeah, but that was pretty cool. But, you know, I think Christmas, if there's ever a time to, like, at least have a little bit of a splurge, like, again, but it doesn't have to be these huge, like, $150 items and stuff. Like, you could literally get, like, a $1.50 Hot Wheels car, wrap that up, and it's just, like, you know, the ability to rip something apart. Like, I just...
That and the fact that after you buy the $150 item, then they're playing with, like, an empty milk jug or something after, and you're like, jeez.
They have more fun with the box that it came in than the actual... That. Oh, my God.
Yeah. I might just buy boxes from, like, U-Haul or something. kids love all those like creative boards too. Those are pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. We actually just got, I forget who gave it to us. Somebody, we haven't sent them up yet, but they got, it's basically cardboard boxes. So, I mean, I'm sure it's glorified cardboard boxes that they're probably making a fortune. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I had them as a kid.
So we
It was the best thing ever. Yeah.
I had the same ones as a kid. We have them, and it's like, that's a cool idea. Low cost, but they probably marked it up insane.
It doesn't matter. They're cool. And they last forever.
Cool. They last forever.
Like,
as long as
we
you
had
don't
them
like
for years.
Stomp on them and destroy them, which I wouldn't put it past our youngest, but
yeah, ours is he's a bull in a wrecking,
yeah,
China shop.
Bull in a China shop. Yeah, I feel like we're pretty similar with that, but yeah, I don't know, like the concept of thinking of how excited I used to be for the holidays and how much fun it was, and nowadays it is a little different. It's like a little stressful, for Christmas, again, like we're the same, well, until last year, we were always on the go. And again, it's like packing up your kids, trying to figure out when they're going to nap, what's their mood going to be like when they get there. And let's be real, like kids are still figuring out the social battery, right? So it's like, oh, I'm sitting here, I'm having so much fun, and or it took me a while to warm up. Then they have fun, then you leave.
And then there's the pressure of your kids like being excited to see certain people.
Exactly. Oh God.
And it's like, well, they're. It's not because of you that they're miserable. They're miserable because they ate, they got in the car, they slept for 7 minutes, they woke back like. And it's like, it is stressful for when they see somebody and then the reaction of like, I don't want to see them. Like, that's always like, and as a parent, you're like, God, what do I do now?
Exactly.
It's like nothing.
Especially because there's always going to be family members that push that envelope a little too far.
Yeah.
And and I get it. Like they want, they may not see our kids all the time and they want the time to be with them. They want to have a little connection, but sometimes it's like, hey, like right now he needs to just like chill for a second and try to get his bearings a little bit. But I don't know. I feel like for us specifically, we were kind of hitting that age where this might be the first year where like the holidays are really actually kind of freaking cool.
Are you guys going to do the elf?
No. Yeah. Lisa wants to do it. She wants to do it bad. Really?
We never, like, that came out way after I was a kid, but like.
Oh, me either. I never did the elf. But eventually I want to do the elf.
Yeah.
Maybe. I feel like next year would be, so again, next year, our oldest will be right around, mine will be 4, Parker will be 4, not too
just
long
quite,
after. Yeah. And like to me, 4 or 5 seems like a good age to start. Like 3, like he'll figure it out, but like it's also a lot of work and like
he probably, and you don't even know if he'll remember for the next year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait to be like completely crazy though.
Yeah, and like, do some crazy shit with
it.
Like
some dark, like
That's too funny. Yeah, Andrew, our buddy Andrew, my wife's brother, he, last year his girls were, they're 5, and they were really into it last year, and that was the first year that they got all excited for it, and every night he'd send me an update like, all right, this is what the elf's doing tonight, and they got like real creative with it. And I can see it, like it's just like a fun way, and each day the kids will wake up and get excited. But right now, oh God, I don't want to add that to my plate. It's a whole nother like giant task.
Yeah. And honestly, some of the thoughts that I had, that elf might get real creepy real fast. Like they might be terrified of it.
Daddy, what's the elf doing to my teddy bear?
like tape it to their crib, like staring at him.
Oh my God. Didn't have to go searching for long. He's just staring at me at my crib.
Thank God.
So what are the holidays like for you? Why don't you drop us a comment? Let us know what it's like. Again, we're trying to build a little bit of community here. We're all parents, all going through things, all experiencing different things at different stages, at different times. But, at the end of the day, sometimes it's nice to vent. It's nice to get some recommendations from people, ideas to help you get your holidays off on the right foot. So for Robert, for David, until next time, embrace the Dad Bod. This one. Is it that one? Is it this?